Hi, everyone. Well, I guess Jerry is alive and well because I just watched the interview of the Anabolic Doc to Cali Muscle, and I pulled a Jerry, put on my hat, turned on this because I have a lot to say on this. Where do you begin? Let's start at the beginning. If you have a friend who has severe clinical depression, or let's say you know a guy who came down with schizophrenia and they've been taking medication, they've been doing pretty well. How about a bipolar type 1 disorder? They take the medication and they look at you and they go, I feel fine. I don't need this medicine. I think it was just like a phase or a thing or something. And they go off their medicine. Does that make sense? You might be thinking, Erin, what are you talking about right now? Of course it doesn't make sense. Anybody who goes off their bipolar type 1 meds or schizophrenic meds or major clinical depression meds goes right down the drain because the medicine is what was keeping them propped up. It was what was keeping them normalized. It was keeping them, in the healthy state of living, whatever that is anymore in this country. So when Cali Muscle decided that he was going to go off of his heart medication because they weren't really doing anything, they were overlapping, that it didn't make sense to him. You've got to be fucking kidding. And Anabolic Doc, you seem like a really cool guy. You seem like a very genuine, nice soul. But we need to cut the shit right now because we cannot placate this any longer. Yes, steroids is an issue. It is, okay? But you just can't walk around acting like going off of all of your, 5, 6 heart meds after you've had a heart attack enough to have a stent placed in your left anterior descending coronary artery is okay. I guess free will. If you're a religious person, free will, do what you want. But best case scenario, by going off all of those medications, Callie's looking at a nice, slow, awful death, deterioration physically and mentally, because that left anterior descending coronary is on that left side of the heart. So all of that heart function where it squeezes and does all that good stuff, well, it's not going to be able to squeeze as much. What do you think that does to your brain, to all of your organs, where it goes all the way down your body? How do you think that looks? Because on the left side, you have a right side of the coronaries where they're fed by the blood, and the left where they're fed by the blood. On the left, you have this tiny little spot. That's the widowmaker. This tiny spot, the left main, okay? That's the widowmaker. It goes down to the left anterior descending and the circumflex. It goes around, and those have branches. And you're getting rid of about half of that left-sided heart function in general, just so that makes sense, okay? So you're going to just sucker punch that heart like that, which is why he was sweaty. He felt like shit. That's why he went through all of those symptoms. That's why he sought the medical care. Clearly not heartburn. He knows that's not heartburn. Kudos to his wife for grabbing him and taking him in. 100% the right thing to do. But time goes on and you go, I feel okay. I don't even know what all this stuff is. Which, by the way, Callie could spend 8 hours a day Googling steroids in his 30s, according to this interview, but he can't apparently Google for 1 hour for all of his life-saving heart medication. Neither here nor there, but Jerry would absolutely call that out. So here I am with my hat calling it out with Jerry while we're facing facts. So you have all of these things going on in your heart. You have all these medications, you don't want to take them. So you've chosen now to go down this route of a slow demise. Best case scenario, slow demise. Who wants to live like that? Because you don't think they're doing anything. I will say, in fairness, I liked what the Anabolic Doc said about how healthcare people, they're overwhelmed and they have so many patients they can't keep up. I don't doubt that. I believe that. We see that all the time. And maybe they're not spending enough time with Callie to help him understand the medication. I will give him that. At some point, they'll cut the shit. Look it up yourself. Research it. It's your life. It's your whole life. You can't be spoon-fed everything about your health. You can't be spoon-fed everything about these life-saving medications. Get off your ass and read. And I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but we need to talk real talk. We can't just be like, oh yeah, watermelon. Yeah, reset your system. Do you think your coronary arteries give a shit about watermelon? Because I'll tell you right now, you're not going to change your whole body. You're not going to eat watermelon every day and everybody go, man, I was really sick. I wasn't doing so well, but watermelon saved me. Bullshit. All of you who have an ounce of sense know that makes no sense. If he wants to eat watermelon, do it. Free will, that's up to you. But don't come around here spilling this bullshit about some sort of body reset from watermelon. How about a body reset for getting the medications you need so you don't fucking die, number one. And number two, you already know how to eat healthy. Yes, you understand your mistakes, but you can look back and say, I didn't do this as well as I maybe could have done. So do it. So go back, look at your life and go, okay, watermelon's great, but what are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? What kind of medications does your heart need? What about your family? Because frankly, you know, if you want to do a slow suicide, this is the way to do it. Okay? You have a life-saving medication and you don't want to take it, fine. But don't come crying to anybody on social media with your next heart attack, with all of the other problems you're about to have. If you haven't already had them, right? You're in for it. It's going to happen. It's not negative, but this is life. This is how the body works. So if you think that you can just skate by on your watermelon and not taking medication because you won't look it up on Google for an hour, you are wrong. And you're allowed to be perfectly wrong all you want to. But then don't get on social media and bitch or talk to about advice for young guys. No one wants to hear it because you still don't have your mind right. You don't have your mind right. You cannot think this through like a logical adult, at least not one that wants to live. And look, he's comforting me. Do you feel like daddy's here? Do you feel like daddy's here? Yeah. Even he's coming up to me. Guys, the take home on this is you need to think through some of these decisions. We've already thought through a lot of decisions and the whole bodybuilding arena about what people are going to take and how are they going to move their body. You're planning your workouts. You're planning your whole life around, oh, I want to be healthy. I want to look good. You know, I want to attract guys, girls, whatever you're into. Then this is no different. Why can we not make this jump in bodybuilding? Why is this hard? It's like saying you can't get your blood work done. You can't take control of your gut health. You can't do all of these basic things. Help me understand. Help me understand. Walk me through it. Because none of y'all making sense right now. And I think pussyfooting around the subject and being like, yeah, watermelon reset. That's not a thing. It's not real. If it is for you, do you. But do not promote this bullshit. You've got to be kidding me right now. Anyway, Jerry's alive and well. My emotional support Brady dog is right here looking at me very concerned. And I have my hat on, which I hope he's very proud of me looking down from heaven. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk rant. Have a good one.